So you're trying to get pregnant, you took a pregnancy test, you're hoping to take a pregnancy test. What are some of the signs of pregnancy that you might be missing, which are different than the ones that we always tell you, like a missed period or tender bosoms? There are just so many changes in your body. I want to help you recognize some of the signs of early pregnancy. In case we haven't met yet, hello, I'm Hillary. I'm the pregnancy nurse. I've been a nurse since 1997. I have 20 years of labor and delivery experience. And I'm excited to give you these signs so you guys kind of know what to watch for, because I think learning to read our bodies is such an important skill to have. Now, a lot of these symptoms revolve around an important part of pregnancy that I want you to understand, and that is that you have increased blood flow to your mucous membrane. So when you're pregnant, the blood flow in your body increases to help feed the baby and get the baby's waste out of its system and all those different kinds of things. And that increases the blood flow to all areas of your body, but especially to your mucous membrane. So that's places like your mouth, your nose, the birth canal. So it's important to know as we go through these things, that's a good starting point for a lot of these signs. Okay, this is one that I noticed and I hadn't seen a lot online, and that is nosebleeds. So annoying, so embarrassing when I was pregnant with my second baby and I was just at work charting with my head down in my patient's room, and all of a sudden I see a big drop of blood plop on my paper chart. That's right, we were still paper charting back then. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? If you think about it, it totally makes sense. You have this increased blood flow to your mucous membranes. You know, if they get too dry or anything like that, you get bloody noses easier. So it's not a fun symptom, but sometimes I was sort of reassuring to know, oh, that's a symptom that the baby's there and it's starting to grow and all those different kinds of things. So bloody noses can be a symptom of early pregnancy. Honestly, throughout pregnancy, you might bleed a little bit more. And if you're noticing them frequently, talk to your provider. There might be something they can recommend, like some Vaseline up your nose or sleeping with a humidifier. One of the other ones I noticed also has to do with our nose, and that was smelling all the things, especially my husband, if he had like a drop of sweat on him. If he was like out in the yard mowing the lawn, no, do not come by me because I am smelling all the things. Now, of course, this sort of makes sense because your body is going to want to protect you from bad things while you're pregnant. And that could be bad smells or things like that. But you'll see other people who have issues with like meat or other smells during pregnancy. So that is probably from the increased blood flow and probably your body wanting to help you stay safe. And the next one sort of piggybacks on that, and that is kind of a weird taste in your mouth. Your mouth might taste a little bit extra bitter or just different or better. Some people think it tastes different and better while they're pregnant. Again, because of the increased blood flow and because your body is extra sensitive to food while you're pregnant, that's why you have symptoms like that. But a lot of times people find that things don't taste the same as they used to, or they can't stand the taste of something else. And a lot of people I think relate that to morning sickness, but it may be all that extra blood flow and your body just trying to protect you, even though it seems like it's trying to kill you a lot of your pregnancy. Okay, the last big one that I want to mention is some color changes up here. You may have changes in your areola. You might have them get bigger. You might have the color get darker. Some people say it gets lighter. Some people it sort of gets stripy, like your little zebra over there. So changes in your areola, your breast tissue is changing a lot during pregnancy because it's going to need to be able to support the baby. Some people even have leaking colostrum during pregnancy. That is not a sign of labor. Some people have it early on. Some people get it later on. I will say that I do not get breast milk, but I did have leaking colostrum, which I feel like is pretty rude of Mother Nature for me. So that's something to know about as well. Okay, there's a few other minor signs that I'll mention here as well. You can have constipation. So fun. Some people will actually spot during early pregnancy. That can be an implantation bleeding, or again, because of the increased blood flow in your birth canal. If you do things in that area, it can make you spot. Any bleeding can be disconcerting though, especially in early pregnancy. So talk to your provider if you're seeing much. Obviously, a lot of people have nausea and vomiting. Usually that doesn't start until about 8 weeks of pregnancy, although some people get it started even earlier. Some people feel faint or they feel dizzy. And some people find they have increased headaches. Now, if you're later on in pregnancy and you have increased headaches, you need to talk with your provider because that can be a sign of preeclampsia. So those are 4 of the big signs about pregnancy that I think a lot of people don't talk about. Are you noticing any of them in your body? Tell me in the comments. If you like this video, please subscribe so that we can hang out for the rest of your pregnancy. And I'd love it if you gave this video a like so that people could see high quality pregnancy content like this. We are really trying to grow our channel, and I know when you guys give it a like, it really helps.